Hello everyone, in this video I will be teaching you how to master any kind of wall jump in Apex Legends in absolutely no time. Now this tutorial is made for beginners, so if you're already advanced or familiar with any kind of wall jumps, this video will be at a slow pace for you. I'm doing this so everyone can get along and everyone will know how to wall jump at the end of the day. A movement type that is very important to combine with wall jumps is step strafing. I will explain it extremely fast because it's not the main subject of this video. First of all, for step strafing and actually just doing movement in general in this game, you want to bind moving forward and jump with a scroll wheel up and a scroll wheel down. I have move forward binded to scroll wheel up and jump to scroll wheel down. If you haven't chosen already, I would highly recommend you choosing the same because it will just get easier to follow along. Otherwise, everything will be inverted at your end. So step strafing is a movement tech where you redirect yourself without losing much momentum. How to do it? It's actually pretty easy. You stand in a straight line, you're going to slide jump by using scroll wheel. After you used scroll wheel down, you're going to use scroll wheel up and let loose of every single key except the direction key you're going to move towards. Let's say I want to go to the right, you're going to press D after jumping with scroll wheel down. And you're going to pair it with scroll wheel up at the same time. So it's gonna look like this. You're going to slide, jump. In your jump, you're going to press D and scroll wheel up while looking to the right, looking to the direction you want to go towards. You can do this with different angles, different degrees of turns, and also like to the left if you want. Then you just press A in this case. With that being said, we can start the tutorial of wall jumps. First of all, what you want to do is stand in a straight line in front of a wall. You're going to slide jump at a certain spot where you're going to land at a decent height of the wall. You don't want to jump too early because then you're just gonna hit the wall too low, but you also don't want to hit the wall too late because then you're just gonna running up the wall instead of grabbing it instantly. What you want to do is slide jump. After you jump, let go of everything. Start scrolling up after you jumped with scrolling down. And when you're about to hit the wall, you're going to scroll down again to jump off. Scrolling up in the air without hitting any key isn't doing anything. It's just forming a habit for different kinds of wall jumps I'm going to explain in the future. When you get this down, we can go to the next step. The next step is hitting the wall at a certain angle. Here we're going to change two things. First of all, after we jumped with scroll wheeling down, we're still going to scroll wheel up in the air, but this time we're not gonna let loose of every single key. We're going to hit the direction key in the direction we're moving towards. In this case, we're moving to the right, so we're hitting D. And after we hit the wall with scroll wheeling down, we're gonna scroll wheel up instantly to step strafe and get further. You'll see that it makes a huge difference. It's actually insane. When I'm going to the wall and I don't do anything of the things I just said, but I'm doing the same as we did when we just hit the wall like face to face, I will not go far. It will look like this. I will hit the white line at maximum. If I do the differences, so hit D instead of losing everything when you're scrolling up in the air and scrolling up after you jumped off the wall, I will get way further. Now, the reason why we also press D in the air when we're scrolling up after we jumped with scrolling down is because of these boxes. These boxers are such an annoying height. They're on a height where you can wall bounce on them, but if you're trying to do it without pressing a directional key while scrolling up after you jumped, you will just grab them instead of wall bouncing. If you're not going to press D while going to the, or A, sorry, while going to the left, you will grab it. It will look like this. You will just grab it instead of wall bouncing. You need to do the same as the angled wall bounce we did before this one. Hold a directional key while scrolling up after you jump. It will look like this. Now keep in mind that combining step strafing with wall bouncing is actually an insane combo. Just as we learned with this angled wall bounce, where we use our tap strafe to go further in this direction, we can also use it to just go all the way back here, for example. If you just scroll wheel longer after we jumped off of the wall, we can go a lot of different directions with tap strafing after we wall bounced. Now, this can be super effective. Imagine this is a door, and on the other side of the door there is an enemy, and I'm standing still on this door here. What I can do is go back, slide jump to this wall bounce, and tap strafe all the way back here. The person that stands here is going to react of me walking backwards, opening the door. He saw that I went to this direction, will look left, but I'm already above his head here because I did the tap strafe and a wall bounce. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to teach you are fatigue wall bounces. Fatigue wall bounces are a technique that make you able to chain an infinite amount of wall bounces after each other. Now, the important thing is that you need to be fatigued. And how do you get fatigued in Apex Legends? You get fatigued by jumping. When you jump, and you jump after your first jump and keep on jumping, you will see that you will get lower and lower. After one jump, you're already fatigued. I'm going to explain the fatigue wall bounces in 3 different steps. The first step is you're going to hug the wall and look in the same direction as the wall goes. This is actually a very easy part because you don't need your keyword. The only thing you need is your scroll wheel. What you're gonna do is jump up. When you're in the air, you're going to scroll up. So you scroll down to jump, you scroll up when you're in the air. This is purely just for habit, the second part, by scrolling up. And after you went down, you're going to look to the right, jump up. So you're going to scroll wheel down, scroll wheel up when you're in the air, and scroll wheel down to jump off of the wall back again. It should look like this. Okay, the next step is doing the exact same thing. The only difference here is that we're going to implement the W. So we're not hugging the wall, we're just standing by it. And we're going to press W when we're getting down. You can also sprint, but the important thing is that you need to let loose of W after you're going to jump again to, do the fatigue wall bounce. It should look like this. And the reason why we had let loose of W is because if we don't, it will just get messed up. If we don't, it will look like this, and we don't want this. Like, we're not getting any distance, we're not getting any height. That's not the good part. And the last part of a fatigue wall bounce is implementing a directional key after letting loose of W to go further. Also important is when we're implementing the key, we're also going to scroll up after we jumped off of the wall to extend a certain tap strafe. It should look like this. Now we can use that tap strafe to go back, for example, and it should look like this. Okay, so fatigue wall bounces are actually very efficient with holds like this. When you have a wall this height or just holes like this, we can, instead of climb this, when we can get shot pretty easily, just perform a single fatigue wall bounce and we'll get there either way. Okay, this was a tutorial for now. If you have any problems or issues or difficulties or questions, you can leave it down below. Also, if you want me to explain another certain topic or movement tech, you can also leave it down below and I will look at every single comment. I love you guys.